All right, today on The Explainer, we are digging into the origin story of a true football legend. So, let's just get right into it. How on earth did a quarterback who's barely 6 feet tall end up becoming one of the most dominant passers in NFL history? I mean, it's the question that had scouts scratching their heads and defenses guessing for nearly 20 years.
Well, the answer isn't as simple as raw talent. Not at all. It's actually a blueprint, one that was forged way before he ever set foot on a pro field. It's all about this foundation of resilience and just insane efficiency he built when he was young.
Yeah, see, Brees' entire story is about proving people wrong. And that started right from the very beginning. Think about this. Even after a lights-out college career, 31 other guys were picked before him in the 2001 NFL Draft. And you want to know the main reason? They said he was too short.
And this right here, this is so important. That doubt from all those NFL teams, it wasn't just an insult. It accidentally gave him this chip on his shoulder, this "I'm gonna prove you all wrong" mindset that would become his superpower later on.
Okay, so let's go back a bit, back to his high school days in Texas. This is where we see that first piece of the puzzle, resilience, get locked into place through some serious ups and downs.
So Brees definitely had athletics in his blood. His parents were both athletes. But the real key here might be that he played everything. Baseball, basketball, you name it. He didn't even play tackle football till high school. And that right there gave him this incredible, well-rounded athleticism that most other kids just didn't have. And then, bam! He hits his first huge roadblock. Junior year of high school, he tears a ligament in his knee. I mean, for a lot of kids, that's it. Career over before it starts. But for Drew Brees, it just became the first chapter in his book of comebacks.
And get this, the very next year, he comes back and leads his team to a perfect 16-0 season and a state championship. It was just the ultimate statement. It showed everyone, and probably himself, that he could take a massive hit and turn it into the biggest win of his life.
All right, so that's resilience. Now let's move on to college at Purdue. This is where he built that second pillar of his game, an almost robotic, systematic efficiency that became his calling card.
I mean, he didn't just play at Purdue, he basically was Purdue football. Just look at these stats. We're talking almost 12,000 yards and 90 touchdowns. By the time he was done, pretty much every important passing record in the school's history and the Big Ten's had his name on it.
And the awards just kept piling up, which shows you this wasn't just some local thing. He was the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year twice. He won the Maxwell Award as the best player in the nation. It was official. Drew Brees wasn't just a college standout, he was one of the absolute best in the country. Period.
But honestly, this next part might be the most fascinating piece of the whole puzzle. It's not what he did on the field, but what he studied in the classroom. His major was industrial management. Now, that sounds kind of boring, right? But think about what it is. It's all about making complex systems work better, cutting out waste and maximizing output with crazy efficiency. Sound familiar? It's like he was studying how to be Drew Brees, the quarterback.
So, you've got resilience from high school and efficiency from college. How did that blueprint hold up in the big leagues? Well, it got put to the test, in about the biggest, most dramatic way you can imagine. Just look at this. It's almost unbelievable, like history repeating itself. That horrific shoulder injury he had in 2005, it was a direct echo of that knee injury from high school. But this time, the stakes weren't just a high school season. We're talking about his entire professional career being on the line. And what did he do? He went right back to that blueprint he'd been building his whole life. That resilience he learned in Texas, that's what got him through the brutal rehab. And that obsession with efficiency from Purdue, that's what allowed him to totally reinvent his game, focusing on that quick, precise passing attack that was almost impossible to stop. And this is where the story goes from just being about football to being something truly special. This blueprint leads him to New Orleans, a city just devastated by Hurricane Katrina, a city that desperately needed its own comeback story. His personal recovery became the city's recovery. It was a perfect match, and it forged one of the most incredible bonds between a player and a city we've ever seen.
And the payoff? Oh, it was huge. A Super Bowl championship. And his performance in that game, winning MVP, it was just a masterclass. 32 completions on 39 attempts, and he didn't throw a single interception in the entire playoffs. It was the ultimate proof that his blueprint, the one he'd been working on since he was a kid, worked.
So when you look at Drew Brees, you realize that his success story started long before the Sunday night lights were on him. It started in a Texas high school in a Purdue classroom. It proves that some people aren't just born great, they build themselves into it, piece by piece. Which really just leaves one question for all of us, right? What's in your blueprint?